Hey guys, Felix Spring Tarot. So, JLo's latest film, Kiss of a Spider Woman, was released yesterday or perhaps 2 days ago. Ben Affleck executive produced it and was on the red carpet with JLo, kiss on the cheek, talking about how well she did and how good she was in the film. He was talking about her in Spanish. And everyone just went crazy, as I'm sure they knew, both JLo and Ben knew they would, anything, of course, to drum up interest for the film. They did look really good together, though. Now, for those of you who don't know, as I've had lots of new subscribers in the past month, so welcome. For those of you who don't know, I am a huge, huge JLo fan. When it comes to JLo, sometimes I mention it because anytime I think I may have a bias that may impact my readings, I always say it. Okay, I announce it first. So JLo, I loved. She inspired me pursuing dance. She inspired me to pursue acting at an accredited drama school for 3 years in the UK. She is one of those triple threats, the original triple threat of at least my generation, who is able to do what she does at the status and the level she does it. And no one really comes close to JLo in terms of that. I think she's amazing. So I have a catalogue of previous readings that I've done on her. If you guys would like to look at that, I would link them. So we predicted her getting married to Ben Affleck. We predicted the divorce, the impact of the Diddy scandal on her. We did that as well. We looked at what happened that night we did a reading on what happened that night when she was with Diddy, and Diddy shot this woman in a nightclub. We did a reading on that. So what we'll be looking at now is the Kiss of a Spider Woman and whether this could be JLo's big return after the Diddy of it all, after her 20 million film disaster, after her poor ticket sales at the time, after her divorce. So we'll be looking at that in this reading. So, one of the things, interestingly, with it, Cheetah Rivera, who was in the original title role of Kiss of the Spider Woman, Cheetah Rivera is an icon. Like, she is the one who was the original Anita in West Side Story, that I still listen to. She inspired me to tap dance, actually, Cheetah Rivera. She unfortunately passed away in 2024. So the reason why I mention her is because she sang the title song for this film, Kiss of a Spider Woman. The song is big. The song is a huge chest voice belter of a song. And interesting, so when I heard JLo was doing this film, I was just like, there's no way JLo could sing that. Absolutely no way. So when the film came out, me and I'm sure everyone else rushed to hear her sing that song. And you know what? She actually pulled it off. And from the clips I've seen of JLo, she looks stunning, such a transformation for the role. I think even a bigger transformation than hustlers. So another thing we've been looking at as well is whether this could actually be Oscar buzz. Like, can she get that Oscar nomination for this role? So we'll see. So Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels of the highest divine light, of the highest frequency, please protect myself, please protect and bless those viewing this reading. May we only channel messages of the highest divine truth, of the highest light, of the highest nuance regarding JLo, particularly what us as a collective can learn, can realize from observing JLo's story that we can use for the elevation and expansion of our conscious awareness. Thank you. Okay. Oh my God, didn't expect that. Yeah, this is her return back with the Wheel of Fortune. With the Wheel of Fortune, this is her comeback. Her comeback, thanks to Ben, who produced this. This is her comeback for sure with the Wheel of Fortune. This is the thing. Is this JLo's returns? And we'll look at more into the energies. Wheel of Fortune is talking about someone being given a second chance, wiping the slate clean. And what I'm picking up with this energy as well, I feel that, oh, there's Ben. There he is. There they are. You know what? I keep on saying this to you guys. Both of them are soulmates. I keep on saying it over and over again. People do not believe me. And people have a romanticized view of what we mean by soulmates as well. You know, people think, okay, well, if you're my soulmate, I'm my soulmate, that means we stay together forever and that sort of thing. And many times it's not that. At least it is that, but it's not the full picture, and it's only part of the picture. And if you just focus on that, you're missing what the true essence and the depth of what a soulmate actually is. One of the things of soulmates is people being attracted together. Yes, they're made for each other from a romanticized view in this life. Yes, yes, yes. But it's also about them being able to learn life lessons from each other. And many times these life lessons are quite painful. Many times they are spiritually evolving in a big way, transformative in a big scale. Life lessons, right? So that's the other element of soulmate. So many times the soulmates, when they fall apart and they come back together and then they grow apart and they come back together again, because being a soulmate or being in a soulmate union can be very difficult work. And that is a distinct from a twin flame, mind you. Okay, it can be very difficult work, but this is what I mean. Queen of Cups, King of Cups, and it comes just beneath that Wheel of Fortune. And what did I just say about, Ben Affleck executive producing the thing and giving her Wheel of Fortune, that extra. This Wheel of Fortune moment wouldn't have come about, yes, without him, of course, giving her support. And also there are certain emotional and spiritual lessons and realizations and learning about herself that she also needed to do from her process and her union with him. I have seen her speak about this in interviews, and I feel that there is some truth to it in terms of that growth for her to be ready to accept this moment. Because I think she filmed it in 2023 or something like that. Before everything just went haywire, I believe she did. And she filmed it in like a 6-week or 8-week window. It was really quite a tight turnaround for this. But I feel that given time, there is an evolution, there is a maturity, there is a depth that she's gotten now that the film is out. There is just something different about her. Yes, here it is. Oh my goodness, here it is. And yeah. Here it is. The death. That's what I mean. Like there is something different about her. There is an element of the old JLo that has needed to die, that she needed to release in order for this new Empress energy to really step up. And it's the Empress energy was always there, but it was an aspect of her Empress self that she either wasn't tapping into or she didn't realize or recognize, is what I'm picking up on. And something about the way she would go about things or the habits that she'd had or how she would do things or how I'm picking up more of a mental energy and an approach that had to pass away for her to step into her true authentic self. That's what I'm getting here as well. Now, what I'm also picking up here as well, and they're giving this to me in terms of her and Ben, that they're coming up as the Queen and King here. We have, so we have the Wheel of Fortune just up there. Let's put the Wheel of Fortune here. Yeah, cool. And the King and Queen. And what's really interesting about this is that we have an Ace of Cups here and the Empress and Death. So is there a chance that they can rekindle something? Now, not because, you see people on the red carpet and he's whispering in her ear and that sort of thing and speaking in glowing terms about her in Spanish, that doesn't necessarily mean that they're getting back together. And of course, there'd be some familiarity with each other in their body language because, after all, they were married and they do know each other and everything else. So, but what I find really interesting about this, and again, this is coming back to soulmate energy and the purpose of a soulmate that I defined before, is that he was able to bring out something in her, another side and another angle of her that we have not yet been able to see through this film. Like when you just watch the stills, I think she lost a lot of weight for the film. Her features look completely different. The way she acts and moves in the film is completely different as well. Like he was able to bring that out of, in terms of executive producing or whatever he was on, because he didn't direct it and all of that. But there was something of his influence that was able to, and his energy that was able to bring that, finding the right vehicle to sort of crack her open for us to be able to see that. Whenever, and I know this from being trained in dance, whenever I've seen JLo move in a film, like JLo would be in character, but she would move in the film as JLo. And I know this because I've done ballet, I've done contemporary, I've done movement from an acting perspective. So, when you always have to look at how the character moves in a film. And even when I was looking at Hustlers, when she was doing her pole dance segment, it was JLo, it was the character Ramona, I think was the character move. It was like when she started dancing, it was JLo dancing, and you could tell. Right. Whereas I feel from watching some of the highlight clips, like she completely transformed. And that is the thing. It's that Empress energy tapping into something. But something has to die in order for something to come forward. And he was able to tap into that. This Ace of Cups is showing that there is a lot of love there between them. Even if they wanted to rekindle something, trust me, they ain't going to let the rest of us know. That is a for sure with this temperance energy, because we have oh yeah, sorry guys, it's the cards, the cards do not, guys, there is a rekindling energy. I'm seeing it here. However, if they did rekindle, but it's a rekindle of them not knowing whether to rekindle, whether to not. We have the Two of Pentacles, we have the Lovers, we have that offer coming in. Now, it's a night offer, so the offer ain't really that strong. It's like a flirting energy. It's flirting with the idea of something. With the Six of Cups, it's flirting with the energy of going back in the past and revisiting something again. But trust me, if they were going to do this, they ain't going to let you have us know. They ain't going to let the rest of us know, for sure. But the energy of that is here. The energy of that is here. And I feel particularly with JLo, she would prefer to give the impression that she's single and have her career continue and be that. And yeah, because that was a betrayal for her. What happened was a betrayal for her. She is not going to want to go through with the Five of Cups and the Ten of Swords. She is not going to want to go through that again with him. That was too much for her. But I do see a toying with the idea of someone offering or bringing someone in for them to, because we have the Temperance card, which is deciding, it's negotiating, it's talking about it. We have the Knight of Cups, which is someone coming in with an offer. We have the considerations, and we have the Lovers. It doesn't mean that it's anything. And we have the Six of Cups, nostalgia for the past, revisiting something from the past. But I am picking up that JLo here has just been burned, embarrassed. But if because this is shame, you can't even see this person's face. This is shame, and needing to pick up the pieces behind all of that. And it's shame and it's betrayal as well. It's deep betrayal. When I needed you, you weren't there. In my darkest moment with the whole Diddy of it all. Okay. So now now what I'm also picking up as well is oh my goodness, we have a Page of Cups again. I'm wondering whether there could very well be, they are pushing for us. I believe this is in the news, but they are pushing for Oscar consideration here. They are. I feel that Oscar consideration is going to depend a lot on see, Five of Cups is in her energy again. Five of Cups in her energy again, and the Temperance in her energy again, and the Wheel of Fortune. You guys saw me shuffling on camera. You saw me shuffling. The Temperance came through in this deck. The Wheel of Fortune came through in this deck. We have the 2 Wheel of Fortune. The 5 of Cups came through in this deck. We have the 5 of Cups here. She is definitely, there is confirmation that, yes, for sure, this is her comeback. This is her comeback. And it's her comeback as a triple threat. It's her comeback, her doing anything, being a singer, being an actor, being everything, all of it. But there is something of her still being, with this 8 of Swords and 5 of Swords, there's still something of her being, a lot is going to, this full comeback of JLo is going to depend a lot on the reception that this film gets. There is still going to be a lot of work for her to do behind the scenes to the powers that be to prove that she is bankable. However, JLo is up for it. She's up for the challenge. You know, I'm seeing someone being very smart. I'm seeing someone being very strategic in the way she puts herself forward and the way she positions herself. But there are going to be small offers with the Page of Cups, small offers that start coming in that she's going to take up and she's going to leverage and she's going to explore. This is a message that I'm getting quite randomly. I feel that Ben does feel bad. I'm picking up with this Page of Cups. I think he does feel bad in terms of how things ended and the impact that it's had in her career. It's like he left her high and dry, basically. And I do feel that someone does feel bad for having done that with the Page of Cups. You know, it's a matter of doing right by someone. But what I'm picking up on here with the 5 of Wands, yeah, there we go. I knew this was, I felt this energy rearing its head. One of the things that I picked up in my previous reading with this 5 of Wands situation, when things started spiraling and getting really crazy and out of control with this $20 million film and the Diddy allegations, and the Diddy allegations were hot at the time. Now it's played out and everything else, and we saw it for the sham that it was, or is, but at the time it was hot. And with that Hierophant energy, it's a matter of people behind the veil sending, and we talked about this in the Diddy reading, it's people behind the veil sending that message, or people who control Hollywood or control it, you know, people being positioned and so on. It was sending that message, you know, for people to stick in their box, to don't fly too close to the sun or else we would handle you. And it was a matter of, with this 8 of Swords, from Ben's perspective, and I said this before, and, you know, wanting to, not knowing how to navigate it, not knowing how to handle it and handle all that pressure, you know, and it's kind of abandoning someone, you know, through what are those vows again? In good times and in bad, in sickness and in health and that sort of thing. And when it got a bit too hot, there was a bailing happening, you know. Would he work with her on future stuff? And that we have the Temperance again, guys. We have the Temperance. Oh my. Guys. 2 of Cups. 2 of Cups in tarot is your soul. In the context of this reading, is your soulmate energy. You guys saw me shuffling on camera. I'm done. This is your soulmate energy. This is both of them. I would not be surprised now that the Diddy of it all is a bit over, that they have been behind the scenes, like either being very, I'm not saying that they're full on together, not saying that, but I could see them either being flirty or reminiscing on old times and being closer than close cordial, because we have this Temperance energy. Temperance energy has turned up in every single one of my decks so far, consistently. Temperance is, it's like a mediation energy. It's talking over things. It's deciding where to go. So it's in the air. The cards are confirming it. This 2 of Cups is confirming it. But trust me, nobody wants to see that again. Trust me. Nobody wants, yeah, but look at that. We have the sun next to it. But anytime we're looking at that energy with the 2 of them, we don't get anything good. The 3 of Swords is your heartbreak card. The 3 of Swords is the heartbreak. The 3 of Swords is the betrayal. So anytime we're getting this temperance energy, we're getting the lovers, we're getting the Two of Cups, which is talking about reconciliation and coming back together. It's always being tempered by a darker energy in the cards so far. Three of Cups, Three of Swords. So for those of you who are not familiar with what a Three of Swords is, this is the Three of Swords. So it's a bit of a better depiction. So Three of Swords, this is something like people at the graveyard wearing black. It's like, pierced in your heart. It's betrayal. It's disappointment. So this energy, whenever they're looking at getting back together, it's that sense of betrayal that still stings, that's going to prevent them from either going public or going the full hog. It's not to say that they may not reconnect or anything like that again, because look, we have the Sun. The Sun is the best card out of the deck. So for them to have a Sun, to have the Sun, to have the Two of Cups, to have the Temperance energy, that's big romantic inclination energy right there. But there's just, and chances are they may look to work on something in future coming up. I'm seeing that here with the Three of Pentacles, depending on how this goes. But I feel that this is actually going to get some really solid reviews. I feel people are going to be looking at JLo in a different way. And I think the Academy Awards, I'm seeing one, the one with a lot of gold, because there are a number of different Academy Awards, but they are looking with interest. Like I can hear it. It's people are interested in terms of her receiving nominations. Like they're not closing the door. The idea is there. So let's look at that. Let's look at her and nominations. Can she get a nomination? Could she pick up a nomination somewhere? Could JLo pick up? If she does, that would be huge. I haven't seen the film just yet. When I see it again, I'll probably do another reading after I've seen it. That's the thing. It's Four of Swords. Yeah, that Four of Swords, Two of Swords. It's not clear just yet. Not clear just yet. The film's, I mean, even though a film hasn't been released just yet, you can still consider it for an awards season for next year. But here's the thing. With your Four of Swords, like people are talking about it, they are open about it, but we have the Moon and we have the Two of Swords. So nothing has been finalized just yet. There are mumblings with people mumbling and talking and considering it and so on. But for the moment, they're a bit cool about it. They're a bit cool. They're a bit cool about this. We have the Moon. We have the Two of Swords. So people don't know just yet. There is murmuring, which we know, we've heard it. But it's enough of a murmur for the powers that be with the Emperor and the King of Wands to take notice. So the fact that we have the King of Wands and we have the Emperor and we have these are the powers that be, these are the people taking notice. And I'm getting this Taurus energy here with the Ram. So these are people who can actually do something about it. I'm beginning to see that energy here. I'm being told that JLo needs to, play her cards right, and there was something about almost like kissing babies and going to lunches and schmoozing and showing that you're different, or there is a whole PR exercise I'm being told that needs to be, and I think this is where that King of Wands may come in. There's a whole little PR exercise that they need to do around this, which they've just started doing, and it could really go either way. But it does look quite promising. Let's see before we wrap up this reading whether we could get anything more about this Oscar buzz. And if anyone has seen the film, do let me know how it was. I haven't seen it just yet. Could this be Oscar, at least a nomination? Oh my goodness, at least a nomination. What jumps out? Wheel of Fortune. We've received now Wheel of Fortune in every single deck. We have a Wheel of Fortune here. She could very well get Oscar nominated for this. I'm seeing that here. This could very well happen. But we have the Moon and the Two of Swords. So we can't say for sure, but it's definitely more likely than not with a Wheel of Fortune. But this speaks to, because a wheel could go either way, right? It could go either way. With the moon, it's something hidden. With the Two of Swords, it's something hidden. But for it to turn up in a reading like this, oh my goodness. Oh, Four of Cups, Four of Swords. So I was just like, oh my goodness, is this a four again? Four is talking about stability. So even if she did get that nomination, it's like they're looking at, if she did get that nomination, what it would look like for the Academy, or what it would look like, or what it would mean for awards season in terms of the buzz and bringing back attention to awards again, right? So is not just the film, but there's a whole political aspect and angle of it that also plays a part and also features as well. It's still unclear whether she would. We may have to do another reading closer to the time, but I'm picking up it's more likely that she can get an Oscar nomination with this Emperor and the Wheel of Fortune that we were seeing. It's more likely than not. But I think I'll have to do this closer to the time to confirm. Okay, guys, so that is it from me. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it resonated. Let me know if it did, and I'll see you guys in future readings. Bye for now.